This is Spoilers. With a Z. So we don't need a preamble or anything. We just need to dive in. Just get into it.
Hi, my name is Evil Space Bunny.
Get into it.
And the real ports. Okay.
Are you lost in Vivo? What does Vivo mean again? Body?
We looked this up like a
I know. I think it's body.
In Vivo. I think I thought it mean studies in Vivo. What does Vivo mean? Within the living. So yeah, in body. I guess you could say.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so we both played Lost in Vivo.
Yes, we played it. We're here and we played it.
We're here. We're spoiling it.
Thanks for joining me, Bunny. I've been watching a lot of other people's like shows because podcasts are more. I mean, we we have a structure, but we're casual streamers. Like live streamers are very casual, and people who make videos or produce video content are like, and not that we're doing this on video, so you're not missing something that we're not doing.
Yeah, you guys would see me in a purple Snuggie right now, but that's about it.
I would be buck ass naked, but that's neither here nor there.
Anyway.
What I meant to say was people do, like, they have a very methodical, like, this is how we open the show. And I've always fucking hated that. We do that one thing, which is the intro, and then everything else is... but they keep up that energy the whole show, and it drives me insane. I don't know if other people agree with that, but I fucking hate it. Like, when I listen to a podcast and I hear the same shtick over and over again, I'm like, God damn it, stop doing that.
You would hate Squeaks' streams now because...
He's just got so many niche memes.
Do the bit, do the pin, and then chat just fucking, and then he's
I already checked out with the pants thing. I was like, oh Jesus.
Say bazinga!
Does he do that? Oh
yeah.
My God.
Oh yeah, it's so.
Have they made him watch the Meat Canyon Bazinga video?
No shit.
Have you seen it? Okay.
No, you'll have to send it to me.
It's not sponsored, but everyone should stop what you're doing, and including listening to this podcast, and go watch Meat Canyon on YouTube and watch their what is that show called? Big Bang Theory.
Big Bang Theory.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Okay.
Also, their Johnny Depp won the trial video was also very good.
I'll have to check it out for sure, but okay. Yeah. So
what are we really here to talk about?
We're here to talk about a video game and spoil the shit out of it and kind of deep dive, I guess, into it. With no structure, obviously.
I feel like this game deep dove into me. You know what I mean?
This game, I guess it's so weird because I played this at a different time in my life, where I was in kind of a weird spot. I had just gone through a divorce. I was living in a basement and I didn't have a job. So I was very lost in Vivo.
Wow. That's wild.
And so, like, I think it hit me differently than playing through it again.
Yeah. So what were your first impressions? Just like a brief, like, how did it hit you? You know, what did it leave you with, do you think? Or was it anything? Did it register? It must have, because you recommended it to me.
I definitely did register it and stuff like that, just how like dark and cryptic it was, and like the whole premise of like facing your fears. That's the whole point of this this therapy that this character is going through, right? At the very beginning, the therapist that you're talking to is like, is this therapy actually helping you? And it's like, well, we could do a more extreme treatment. Vivo treatment is what they call it. And I'm assuming it's hypnosis because like throughout the game, there's like little hints, right? And it basically drowns you in all of your fears and helps you resurface a lot of lost pain that this character has gone through. And you have certain elements throughout the game. So the first thing that I did notice, and I noticed it back then too, was once you enter into the sewers, there's a creepy part that says, all abandon hope ye who enters. Do you know what that's from?
Isn't that from Pirates of the Caribbean?
Yeah, it is. No.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, Johnny Depp said it. No.
Yeah. No, the ride.
I think that's
No, I have no idea what that's from.
It's from Dante's Inferno.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know how many of you know about the fabled Dante's Inferno.
Yeah, the Xbox 360 game.
Yeah. It is actually. Yeah. Perfect. You already know that. Basically descending into hell, right?
Yeah. So there's like 7 layers and shit. Yeah, it's I get it.
And so I think that's what this game is literally about.
Isn't it nice that there's video games for people like me who refuse to study real things?
I mean, to be fair, that was a great game, Dante's Inferno. I don't think it got a lot of love.
No, it was. I think it released like close to a
God of War.
No, I think it was a Devil May Cry game that outshone it.
That's right. Yes, because it was in the middle of the big hack and slash phase, and I thought it was fucking fun, and it was great.
Also around that time was fucking the other game, the Four Horsemen game. Whatever the fuck that was called, Darksiders.
Darksiders. Yeah. Another hack and slash.
Yep.
Yeah. I think that this like kind of capsulates the layers of Dante's Inferno and with each area that you end up in. Yeah.
Oh.
So I started thinking about it. It's like, okay, and the tapes are kind of like nice sidelines to explain a little bit more. I
was gonna say. So my note on the tape was that I liked that it was like a little distraction because you felt once you do the first one, you're like, okay, these seem like they're gonna be safe. Like, it's like a little safe zone, even though there's fucked up looking shit and like it's
like the
kind of
scary
weird.
Dogs and shit.
Yeah. But it seems like you can't get hurt in there, which I liked. It was a nice respite, you know? But I didn't understand if they connected with the rest of the game in any way. I didn't get what they were going for from that because otherwise they seemingly randomly put, themes to them.
Right.
And I don't know what their connection to the rest of the game was.
So let's go into the tapes. So my interpretation of the tapes.
Might as well start with the side activity.
Yeah, let's start with the side activity that's like not even a main part of the game. It goes with like, so the first one is the pound, and I think that's the character going and getting her dog for the first time. I don't know if the dog actually has a name. I think I did look it up at one point, and I think it's Danielle, which is very weird, but I don't think that's correct.
Okay.
But yeah, there's like so many different tapes, and like I think they're little bits of anxiety that the character just is going through or experiencing, if that makes sense.
But why wouldn't she remember that time fondly? Like, that was a scary place, you know?
Well, that's
if it was
nice
the first
thing.
time she was getting her dog.
Well, she had to face all those scary other dogs and like being outside
to find the right one.
To find the right one, and then she picks up the puppy, and then she runs away.
I've never been to the pound. Is it a scary place?
I don't think it's scary, but like I think the fact that this person has gone through so much trauma already, that we slowly uncover throughout the game, that they were very fucked up and anxious.
That makes sense.
Like, so you slowly find out about the different characters throughout the game as you descend into the different layers. Like, there's the subway, the caves, and then the lab. And each of them are depicting different, like, fears. And I think the first area with the subway is, like, being ugly, having to be out in public. This character constantly didn't value their self-worth, right? Until they meet somebody. And even this person that they meet says, I will only love you basically if you lose weight. And like throughout the subway, you see all these like
I missed this plot line entirely.
I
do remember the posters, and I thought that was weird as shit. But now that you're saying this, it makes so much more sense.
It's so fucked up. It's so fucked up because I guess I didn't notice it as much because I was streaming it. And I was alone this time. It was late at night, which is the fucking worst time to play this game. Because, like, this game is unforgiving. It's relentless.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
I
The description I wrote down was it's a grindhouse nightmare that was almost too much while high. I was high, by the way.
no.
I think it's my favorite way to play games like this because it's the closest I can get to actually feeling fear while playing a video game. Like I did this while I played Hellblade.
Right.
And it feel like I had to take little breaks to be like, okay, I'm good. The real world's here. We're good. And then, go back in. I didn't want to go back in many times because the audio and the visual, well, the visuals are kind of what they are, but the audio is oppressive. Like
it's
no matter what you do, it's in your fucking face and it's just pounding the shit out. Like it's just designed in a very, I don't want to say I mean, it's clever, I guess, but it's so brute forced, it's like,
it's relentless.
Never goes away. It never really stops. I mean, I guess there's brief periods where it stops, but for the most part, it's just
Yeah.
It's in your face the whole game.
It literally is like even if you pause the game, the audio is still continuing in the background.
Yeah.
I think it's designed.
Yeah, like the voices, the like
Yeah.
monsters and shit. Like, why is that in the menu, you fuckers?
I think it's designed to literally fuck with you and continue to like keep you on edge. Cause, like,
well, I mean, I do like that because we're going with the mental health angle, which obviously this game is.
Obviously.
You there's no main menu, right?
No.
You can't just pause and
have like a break and stuff like that. I think that was the point of this game is like having it constantly like overstimulate you with audio and visual cues.
Overstimulation is a great description.
And it just keeps you on edge. And like I've played so many horror games this year that there are times where it doesn't get me anymore, right? Like unless it's a good jump scare, like I don't genuinely get creeped out, right? But I haven't played this in almost 2 years, and I was on edge the entire
And you have played it before.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And I was like, why is this getting to me? I should be jaded. I'm like, this is so rough. And like, yeah, I literally wrote down like, it literally plagues you. It continues to plague you, and it is unforgiving. Absolutely unforgiving.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like, one of the things that I did like, and it's another Dante Inferno's reference, is the save room. So, the guide in Dante's Inferno, I was going to try to look up his name, but Dante Inferno, as he descends into hell, he is guided by an angel the entire way. And, like, he can't help him or anything. He just basically gives guidance. And I think the angel in this is technically your therapist, giving you checkpoints, save spots, to like calm down. You get that calming music and
in
everything.
Dante's Inferno, is there like also a fucked up baby that shows up in these fucking areas of respite? Because that got me the first time. Speaking of jump scares, like holy fuck, they teach you that this room is fucking safe, and then it's not. They rip that shit away from you. You're like, fuck. I mean, it can't hurt you, but it still is not a safe like.
It's not perfect. It's not
a Resident Evil 4 fucking safe room.
It's not like Evil Within, the fucking Claire de Lune plane, and like it's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's because there's another part too where it actually got me really pissed because I died. It does a internal darkness moment where you go into the room, the angel looks a little off, and the ball is wonky, and it says save erased when you click on it, and I'm like, oh haha, very funny, fuck you, eternal darkness reference. And then I immediately died, and then it starts like the beginning did with like talking to the therapist, and I genuinely freaked the fuck out. I was very angry.
Wait, I didn't see this.
You must not have died like I did.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I died because I fucked up. I saw something and I didn't start shooting right away.
I died at one point, but I guess not after that point. Oh my god.
There's a couple insta-gibs, and I got both of them. This is one of them if you fuck up, and I did. And then it starts talking, and it goes back to the therapist, and you and the therapist having a conversation and talking a little bit more about her experience with this toxic partner of hers. And So this is where we're gonna talk about the baby in the room.
Okay.
So there's one puzzle. There's two really fucked up puzzles. The one where you're deciding between the two rooms. Either you go into the plastic room, where the character looks perfect on one side on the right, and then the fucked up looking character on the left. And if you go left, you get rewarded, right? You get bullets, you get stuff, and the picture slowly turns into like a normal picture, while the left side, where it's like the plastic looking normal girl, she starts to like fall apart, literally, because like it's like this upstandard image, like Photoshop Kim Kardashian looking bitch, right, at first, and then it slowly falls apart. And so like the character's self-worth. And then there's the apple puzzle. And so the apple puzzle is you eat the apple, and then these bars come down, right, in that room. And when
I'm trying to remember. Maybe I'll Google while you're talking to refresh my memory.
So you go to this little pedestal. There's an apple. You eat the apple, and these bars come down. And it looks like you're trapped in the room. And there's a toilet right next to the other side. And if you go over, you can throw up, and then the bars remove themselves, and you can proceed. But it's incorrect. You get the red light, and it's bad. You fight a bunch of enemies, and then you're back to the apple room. And it's like this infinite loop punishing you if you choose the wrong thing. What you're supposed to do is pick up the apple and then walk through the bars, because the bars are in your head. And
Wait,
like,
did I ever do the wrong thing? I don't.
no,
Or did I brute force my? Can you brute force your way? Because I think I ate the apple.
Yeah, you had to eat the apple and then walk through the bars. That's the correct answer.
Huh.
So you had to have, because you would have eventually been overrun by monsters that one-shot you.
Maybe I didn't realize those were bars, because they're not the same color, right?
Yeah,
as the other bars.
They look a little off.
I thought it was like a draping, like a ribbon situation or something. So I didn't even like, that wasn't a puzzle to me.
You're like,
huh?
Fuck you. Yeah. So like, I remember getting stuck there on stream and being like really fucking embarrassed.
I couldn't figure out the point of that, because like if I had failed and then I had to do it again, I would understand. But
yeah.
I was like, why did you make me eat an apple? And then I didn't even acknowledge the other side of the room. I think
the toilet in the corner.
Yeah.
Where you have the option to throw up, and you literally vomit.
What?
You vomit like little pixels into the toilet.
Oh shit.
It's super fucked up. And so like your character obviously dealing with this fucking asshole, telling her that she's only good if she loses weight, and he'll only love her if she loses weight. Well, she ends up pregnant. And so this is where we get to the baby. And obviously she gains weight because she's pregnant. And I guess that's when she starts to turn to bulimia.
Yeah.
And obviously she loses the baby. And that's why we see all those like baby things in the bathrooms that
really?
are covered
Okay.
in blood. And that's why we find the baby.
Wait, so what is the indication that she lost the baby?
She was bulimic, and it was probably stillborn. It happens.
Oh, yeah. So I guess I didn't know about that
you literally
part of bulimia.
You literally starved the baby.
Yeah, I mean that does make sense. I just didn't put that together. Interesting. Okay, I thought they were just there because they're creepy babies, and I was like, oh, it's a horror game.
Yeah, you only find a little bit more about it, I think, as if you accidentally get that death that I did, where it resets your game, and it kind of talks a little bit about it, but not too much. It just mentions a loss. And I'm assuming that's the baby. And then when you get to the end of the level, there's the baby on the cot, and he's just sitting there, and you have the ability to pick it up and take it with you. And I think that's the character's recovery of that trauma. Like moving on to it, to like the next thing, and so on and so forth.
Holy shit.
Yeah. This game was fucking fucked, dude.
Yeah. Wow.
But yeah, like obviously it started out with claustrophobia.
Wait, so after that is probably when the baby shows up in the save room, right?
I think so. I think it shows up in the next save room, or like the following save room, because you took it with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It is probably one of the darkest, fucking weirdest interpretations of a game that I've like ever actually seen depicted like this. Especially touching
Yeah.
about touchy subjects like
So
this.
many topics. So like bulimia or being bulimic and fucking
Right. Eating
damn it, you
disorders,
just said the word.
toxic
Fucking losing the baby.
losing a child,
Yeah.
etc.
Miscarriage. That's what it is. Goddamn.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think that's what that, and then it goes into the hospital, right? And this is where we come up with some interesting, like, fucking characters and, like, monsters. And I don't know what your interpretation of the monsters are.
Interpretation.
Yeah, so did you ever so remember going through the laboratories and stuff like that, and then reading the notes about Dr. Pico Nini, I think is how you say his name.
Don't remember the name, but I do remember Doctor Notes in a lab. Yeah.
Yeah. So they create this fucked up creation where they slowly start worshiping called Sotaris.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
The monster at the end.
Yeah. They sure do. And fuck that guy.
Yeah, he shows up first in the mines and going through the mines. Fuck the bug in the mines, dude. The beetle. The fucking creepy crawler that shows up as your dog and then scutters away.
Yeah.
He's the fucking worst. So here's my fucked up interpretation of the laboratory. Okay? So I think after she dealt with the rejection, loss of the child, I think she was institutionalized. And so going through the laboratory and going through this whole thing, because obviously
it's like what it feels like is like being a lab rat. Yeah.
Yeah, so you're basically a lab rat, and this is her like facing her fears of dealing with fucking doctors.
Yeah.
But also at the same time, I don't know if it's like, because there's a reference to this when you're outside walking around. But I don't know when the game begins with the therapy, the Vivo therapy, or if the whole thing was Vivo therapy. Like losing your dog and everything, that's a part of the therapy.
Right.
Because, like, if you're walking around and you're paying attention, like, on the road, there's random things. Like, you see the missing poster for yourself. You see a random article about the doctor exposing the fucking crazy shit happening at the laboratory and stuff like that. It's, like, on a piece of newspaper on the ground.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that.
And stuff. So, I don't know if it's real when the Vivo therapy starts or not.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell. I mean, maybe it's probably supposed to be that way.
Yeah, I
think
think
so.
so.
Up for interpretation.
Right. So, yeah, and then you get through the laboratory, you fight off the fucking monsters and stuff like that. I have to ask, what's your favorite monster? Because there's so many.
Ugh, favorite?
Yeah.
Just middle finger to all of them? I mean, I think the one that confused me the most was the mirror. But, I mean, obviously that makes a shitload of sense. But it confused me. By that, I mean, I wasn't sure how much damage it took.
Yeah.
Because it felt like some of these enemies feel like they have variable health or something. Or maybe my weapon's doing variable damage. I'm not sure. They don't expose any of that.
Right.
But it was frustrating as fuck to kill them.
Yeah, those mirrors suck. I think you have to break them with a hammer is what it is.
Yeah, the hammer, once I figured that out, it was a lot easier, for sure. But before that, the hammer is basically worthless because everything can hit you while you hit it. So.
Yeah. Did you ever find the knife?
I did, yeah.
Okay.
That was good for the leeches, I think.
Fuck those
maybe
leeches.
some other stuff, but yeah.
Yeah, I think the leeches was also a reference to her boyfriend that was a piece of shit. Because he's a leech. And the big leech. It's him.
That makes sense. Yeah. What was the big monster that was chasing you and you had to like close the door on it? What was that?
The siren is what it's referred
Siren.
to.
That thing was super cool. I really liked like figuring that out and doing it.
There's a clip of me on my channel because somebody's like, "Oh, it just wants a hug. Why don't you just go give it a hug?" And I like zoom in on my face and I'm like, "Tell me that thing wants a fucking hug right now. Tell me!" And I was like really mad because I was like super tilted. I kept fucking it up. And like, yeah.
Even when I knew what to do, it was really fucking hard.
Oh, it's such a hard fight. And then, of course, all the sounds and everything happening and just like, yeah.
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 Yeah. So, if we can go to bosses,
yeah,
that's number 2. And then Sotiris is definitely my favorite.
Yeah, he's pretty cool.
Because I am a pretty big Doctor Who fan.
Mm-hmm.
And that is exactly the Weeping Angels from Doctor Who, where if you're not looking at it, it's going to come for you. And holy shit, I can't believe no one's, well, not that I know of anyone's like made this into an enemy in a game, but Jesus Christ, it fits the horror genre well.
Oh, absolutely, 100%.
Like, I would test it and be like, okay, I'm gonna look away and see, and then boom, you're dead, and you're like, oh fuck, no. But you have to. They force you to not look at it to escape. It's fucked.
It's super fucked. Yeah. It's super fucked and it's really messed up. He's a part of, so I think this game forces you to get the good ending on purpose because it's I think that's what is supposed to be canon by the developer, right?
That makes sense, yeah. I saw there were bad endings. I was like, ooh, I got the good ending for the like first time ever in a video game, the first try.
Yeah.
I never do.
There's a couple of endings that you could get that are bad where you just leave right away. That's an ending. Instead of like descending further into the cave and chasing your dog.
Wait, how do you leave? What?
You can, at the very beginning of the game, if you spam E, you'll climb back up the ladder.
Oh, what?
I know.
That's what I would do.
Right. There's another one where you either choose to exit or not go to the last area because you have a chance to leave without facing the last area. And then that means you just leave without your dog. And that one is kind of interesting because the thing it says, you escape the confines of the sewer without your dog. You feel the experience to try to change who you are, but you are not ready. You've been to hell and back and confronted your fears, but in the end, you could not face them anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then there's the fucked up ending.
If I had to go through something like this in real life for a dog, I would not do it. I don't care how long I've known that dog. I don't care if it's my mother fucking transformed into a dog. I'm not doing it.
You could get the dead dog ending, which is super sad.
Oh, yeah?
If you accidentally shoot the dog at any point in the game, you get the dead dog ending at
you
the
can
very end.
shoot it?
Yes. So if you escape the confines of the sewer at a cost, you rejected your journey and the world around you feels smaller. You have fears that only grown from your experience. This is the most dark, fucked up game. If you guys are still listening after this point, you I know we've said a lot, we've spoiled a lot. I think you still can experience and take whatever the fuck you want from this game. And it will be a different experience for every single one of you. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why you would listen to this if you haven't played the game, but if you are, yeah, still play it.
Still play. There's still so much.
Just to experience the Weeping Angel thing. Just fucking do it. Even if you know it's coming. That shit is fucking wild.
Yeah.
I don't understand how you program that, but it is fucking cool.
It was super good. Like, I just love everything about this game, and it is so fucked, and it's just so deep. And there's a whole bunch more that is hidden throughout the game that like you can fucking dig yourself into hours. There's midnight mode that if you change your time to exactly midnight and then launch the game, it will go into a whole different game style. and like all this other crazy shit. So like
Wow.
Kira the dev definitely has a knack for Dark Souls. Very much loves Dark Souls, and they released another game, not under their main name. And I forgot what it's called, but I have it. But it is like a nod to the older style of like what was before Dark Souls, and that's basically what Nightmare Mode is in Lost of Vivo. And it's fucking crazy. Just all these entities, and all you have is basically a sword. But yeah, I love the monsters, the music, everything. It's such a good game. It's such a good horror game.
Yeah. No, I super agree. And this is, I don't play a lot of horror games, especially not indie horror games. So
Yeah.
I was very delighted by this because I've watched you play a lot on stream, and most of them are like, I mean, it's cool, it's there, but it's not really for me. But this was special, I think.
I think this game is just genuinely special. They put a lot of love into this game. Like everything, like to the creepiness, all the Silent Hill nods throughout, because there's a lot of Silent Hill sound effects that are in the background that are very similar. The nod to the radio at the very beginning, buzzing and just fucking static as shit. Oh God, what was the other thing that I really liked besides the fucking creepy crawlers? Trying to think. I had it, and then I started watching the trailer because it's playing on my fucking screen right now because I pulled it up trying to find things. The thing I think I like about this game is it doesn't feel like, I hate the terminology survival horror nowadays because everything, quote unquote, that's a horror game is a survival horror. But this definitely encapsulates like the older stuff where you feel.
Oh, can we talk about the ghosts that fucking come through the walls at you? Fuck that shit.
The subway chick?
That's probably my least favorite enemy. My God.
The subway bitch? Yeah, fuck her,
Yeah.
but she saves you. She saves you at the end. I think
Wait, that's supposed to be one person?
Yeah, so it's supposed to be one entity that's constantly chasing you. She's the one
But it can kill you the rest of the game.
Oh, absolutely, yes. She just randomly shows up.
Wow.
Well, I mean...
Yeah, fuck that.
You know.
Also, really liked the fucking train coming at you.
Yeah!
Really liked that. Maybe that's my number 2 monster, because holy shit, that's a different experience.
It was so funny when you came into my chat and you were like, the fucking subway just tried to kill me! And I'm like, yeah, and you're like... Okay.
You're like that. You haven't even scratched. You don't even know what's weird in that game yet. But I think that is a highlight for me. It was very cool.
Yeah. I think that like the siren coming to life and all the other creepy like entities. There's also just some entities that are there to like specifically fuck with you. They'll just walk past you. If you don't fuck with them, they'll just walk past you. Like some of the weird like crawlers on the ground. Just like go past you.
I didn't take any chances. Everything died.
Everything died. Murder it all.
Except the dog.
Except the dog. Fucking, we gotta save Doggo. There is like a secret nightmare ending, and I haven't done this personally, but I have seen it. So you know when you kill the siren at the end, and you have the ability to click on it, and it says there's something inside here. Did you do that, perchance?
No.
So if you do, a baby crawls out of its head and starts crawling towards you. So it starts crawling towards you. I immediately reacted, obviously.
Oh, wait, no, I did do that. I opened it up and I fucking killed the shit out of it.
Yeah, that's what I did. It's terrifying. You're just like, holy shit, what the fuck?
Yeah, I did do that. I remember that now.
Yeah, you could get the child's skull, and then you could take it to this tree in the very last area
And that's a nightmare ending.
Yeah, so the ending to that one, and I'm going to read it to you. You escape the confines of the sewer. Something feels very wrong. You stand on the ground, but everything feels upside down. Screams echo in the distance. The clouds wither unnaturally as if they're solid mass. Did you reach the surface, or is this someplace else? Did you go so far down that you arrived into another place, somewhere broken, a distorted, inverted reality of the true world above? Is this hell? You look back towards the manhole you climbed out of, and just as meaty limbs close around it, an enormous dripping membrane begins to fall out from the sky to enclose and suffocate the landscape around you.
Wow.
It's literally nightmare.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah.
It's such a specific thing. I feel like there's no way you'd accidentally do that.
No, this is one that you definitely have to look into, and you could probably get in like New Game Plus and stuff like that, because there's the ability to do that, which makes it a lot easier to get through because you keep everything. But yeah, I think it's good. I think obviously the dog and growing stronger is canon from the game. I would love to see another one of these. Like, for months and months after I played this game, I literally craved another game like this. And nothing has really scratched that itch that is Lost in Vivo.
I was looking through the community hub, and there was something that bothered me about the game that I just remembered. The graffiti in the sewer, or the pipe system or whatever, was really annoying. Because it was obviously like supporters or backers or something.
Yeah, I think they're Patreons.
Got in there.
Yeah.
Which I get, but in a horror game, it's like, she's really immersive. And by the way, I have the same criticism of one of my favorite games ever, Pillars of Eternity. They put them on the gravestones, and it's like, Jesus Christ.
Right.
Like, I get it. They helped make the game, but those people would still help you make the game if you didn't ruin it with that.
I think it's a nice touch, especially since they did it as graffiti, because you would see graffiti less and less as you get further down.
Yeah, but it's immediately you can tell what it is.
Yeah.
So obviously, out of the game right now in that moment. Didn't like that. I don't know how else you do it. Maybe in a credits thing outside of the game.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I mean, I think that's good.
Or like actually let them name a creature or something. Not with their stupid fucking Patreon name though. You know, like fucking. Yeah, it's my one criticism.
Ducky
one,
face.
Not bad.
Doo doo poo poo head. Could you imagine? Oh, one of the things I didn't look into, but I did love, was when the brain yells at you. When you're descending through the area where the siren is, and it's the last bit of the game, and you come across this talking brain, and it's just insulting you in the meanest pile of shit, but it has some of the best voice acting, I think, and it just fits so perfectly with the game. And it literally is just yelling at you, and the only I think it holds one of the tapes, maybe, I don't remember. I'm you shoot it and it goes away. It's fuck you, bad brain thoughts. Fuck you.
You thought it had good voice acting?
I liked it. I don't know.
Really?
What? You didn't like it?
No. It felt like they just got whoever was sitting next to them to do it. I liked the concept, but yeah, the voice acting I thought was it was okay.
I thought it was great. I liked it. The brain yelling at you.
They don't really yell, right? They're
no,
just
it's just kind of talking, and it's just yelling at you.
They're kind of taking the piss out of you.
Yeah. It's you used to cling to me like a parasite. It's you need me. I made you. I know you better than anyone. You're weak, pathetic, and shit like that. And it's just damn.
Yeah.
And so I just stabbed it with a knife and I moved about my day. But it literally says your brain above it. What a fucking ass.
You know who it sounds like? I'm listening to it on the fandom site right now. and it sounds like someone doing their best, like a regular person, not a professional. I know that's so insulting, but a regular person trying to do like a what's that guy's name from BioShock?
Andrew Ryan or
no, the other guy,
Atlas?
Tenenbaum, or no, Atlas. It was Atlas. Yeah. It sounds like someone doing their best fucking Atlas impression. Although with a less accent, I guess.
A no accent Atlas.
Just like the affectation that they like. I'm your identity. I'm your crutch.
I'm your crutch.
You gotta get after.
I know you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of old timey. It's like it's kind of like those old like 50s movies and shit.
Right.
You know?
Right. Ooh, what was your biggest jump scare?
Biggest jump scare was probably. I mean, the first time I realized what was going on with Sotiris for sure, because video games do that, like horror games do this a lot, which is a very tired trope. Which is like, ooh, you see something, you turn away, and it's gone, and you're like, oh, okay, who gives a shit? So I did that right in the warehouse, and then I turn around, it's gone, whatever, and then I die, and I'm like, what the fuck was that? What the hell? And then I reload and I come in and then I figure it out. I'm like, oh no, because it immediately made me think of the Weeping Angels, and I was like, this is literally my worst nightmare.
It's all clicking in your head. It's all fucking.
Yeah, you're figuring it out like, oh, this is gonna be a challenge. Fuck me.
You're like, fuck everything and everyone.
I think that was everything for me in this game. I fucking love that enemy. It's incredible.
It's a good enemy.
It carried the whole thing.
Yeah, I think that's a good ending.
In a game that didn't need carrying. So that's impressive.
It just gave you everything. That's the thing. I think it like hits so many check marks, and it just like it fucking gives you a gun, but you still feel fucking helpless as shit. And like, there's just all these things, and there's things that you can't fucking kill, and they just keep coming, and it's just like, fuck, man, shit.
Yeah, I would say this has every element that you need in horror, probably.
Yeah, probably. It checks all the things. I think my biggest jump
symbolism I didn't understand. It's all there.
I don't think I understand it as well playing it the first time. And then once I dove into it and I was just like looking at it even more, I was just like, oh God, what the fuck?
I thought about playing it again, but I was like, yeah, I literally don't think I'm ready to go back to that. I'm good. it's that much of a thing to me, you know? In like I said, the only other game who's given me any sort of pause like that is Hellblade, because it's just an oppressive experience. It's not pleasurable to go through at all.
Right. Yeah, I think.
But that's part of the fun of the first time through.
Oh, you know? Yeah, for sure. I think when I played through this the first time, I had moments in my stream where we would pause the stream, and I would I would mute everything in the game. I'd mute it in Windows because you can't adjust it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then
I have a nice little slider. It's great.
Yeah. And then we watch pictures and videos of cats for a minute, and then we went back to the game.
Yeah, I could see that.
I just needed my kitty cat break. Every once in a while, there's games that really get to me like that, and I'm like, okay, time to watch cat TikToks for 5 minutes while my heart comes
This and
down.
Hellblade, doing them while I'm like decently high. I literally sit there and I'm like, I hope I'm not doing like psychological damage to myself right now. It's a real concern. So far, it's been okay, but who knows?
Get high, play horror games.
Honestly, it's scary as fuck. I don't know if you've ever done it, but it's awful and awesome at the same time.
I think my anxiety.
But I think it just makes me a normal person, because most people just play a horror game and like, ooh, that's a little scary. Like, I don't get that feeling at all if I'm not high.
Interesting. So it literally helps put you on edge.
Literally need it. Yeah.
That's funny. That's fucking funny. Yeah. So that's all that's all I got on Lost in Vivo. I'm sure there's a couple little things that I can't think of.
I'm sure there's more to talk about, but
it's such a fucking good game and everybody should go play
it.
If you want a good
horror
horror game, to recapture like your
And if you have played it, send it to your friends, because I think it was a very fun experience to know nothing about it and then have your friends send it to you and then badger you into playing it. and then finally playing it and going, "Oh my god."
I have good recommendations every once in a while when I genuinely care.
No,
like,
I think your recommendations are good, but they're challenging.
Yeah.
To me, because I don't play these kinds of games.
yeah.
They're challenging to like want to get into.
Yeah.
Which is I like that. This is part of why we're doing the thing on the main podcast, which is
Challenging each other to play something new.
just being like, here's this fucking game.
Yeah.
You play it.
Yeah, fuck.
And then we do.
Yeah. Yeah,
So, yeah.
I think my experience this year of trying to beat so many video games has been a mixed blessing. It definitely got me out of my comfort zone. And I definitely did
That's
find
awesome.
like a new love. And like lost I attribute a lot of my love for low poly and like wanting to relive like my high school horror phase, because I was obsessed with horror games in high school. And it all started with Lost in Vivo and wanting to find another game that was like Lost in Vivo, and I haven't.
Yeah. 100 games. You're like, that's my thing. It's like, yeah. I mean, you're doing it, and you're doing the work. You're doing God's work, but I'll just take whichever ones you say are worth playing.
There's a lot of games that I played that I think are worth playing, like experiencing.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I believe you.
Yeah.
Kinda.
All right.
This game is worth playing.
This game is definitely worth playing. Everybody should play Lost in Vivo.
Yes.
Now we sound fucking gimmicky. Okay.
Now we sound gimmicky. I was trying to end the podcast.
Okay, bye.
I was trying to transition. Goodbye.
Sorry.
Well, thanks for listening to the Spoilers with the Z podcast, and goodbye forever.
Goodbye forever.
Till the next one.